AsmonGold talking about how he'd like to take away 85% of people's right to vote. Oh, in one of these debates I was watching, we'll look this up after Asmon. Let's move us up here for this. In the debate I was watching, they said that during the debate to give women the right to vote, that of overwhelming majority, they said like 80% of women didn't want the right to vote. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I don't believe that.
I have a hard time believing it, but we're going to look it up after this. So here's AsmonGold talking about what he would do with people's right to vote, and you see if you like this or not.
If I had my way, I would disenfranchise 85% of the population instantly. I would take away their right to vote, and they would be saying after 10 years, 20 years, thank you. Thank you so much for removing this burden from us.
Maybe 85% is a big number, but I don't disagree with him.
I don't disagree with his point. I don't know if I agree with his amount.
I think a lot of people feel guilted into voting. I think they feel like they're forced to have an opinion that for 3 years and 364 days they don't give a shit about, but they feel like they have to go and have an opinion on that one day, and that kind of fucks over the people who have done their homework, liberal or conservative.
I feel like if we made voting a national holiday, that would help some of those issues too. But I don't completely disagree with this either. The question is though,
I don't follow. What do you like? How would making it a national holiday help?
Like you don't have to work, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is vote. Like you have the day to do your research, to figure out who you support. If you're one of those last minute prep right before the test people, you have the time to do all that. The idea too that like we're voting, but we got to go in and get it and work it into our schedule of our everyday life, and then just move on with it is fine. Except then that's where you get the argument, well, I want to be able to mail in my ballot because I can't get to the voting office in time. Like, all right, but if we gave you specifically the day to do this as your civic duty, I feel like that would help. That wouldn't be a solution to this, but it'd be at least something.
Maybe. You're a lot nicer.
It depends on what his criteria for that 15% that do vote are.
You're a lot nicer than me because I would rather just straight up take the right away. My thing has always been testing. I like the idea of testing for voting. Like if you know, I think there should be two ballots. There should be a state ballot and a federal ballot. On the federal ballot, you need to know your 2 senators, your congressperson, and you need to be able to name at least 4 Supreme Court justices. And then you can vote. President and vice president also, obviously. For state, you should be able to name your governor, your senator, and your legislator. And if you can name those, you can vote in a state election. Otherwise, no. I don't think you should be allowed to. I think it should be knowledge-based.
I agree with that.
I don't think you should have to tell whether you're a liberal or a conservative or a libertarian or anything like that. Just if you know, there's nothing wrong inherently with having those opinions. As long as you know your shit, I'm fine. Like, I told you that I've been watching Sam Cedar lately because he makes fun of a lot of grifting righties. And Sam Cedar, while I don't agree with all of his conclusions, Sam Cedar is a well-read guy who knows shit. He just feels a different way about some things. I think the main problem I have with Sam is he really believes in the government in terms of efficiency, and I just don't.
After what we did with Doge, I don't know how anyone could.
Right.
Like, we had a chance to be somewhat efficient. We kicked that out the fucking window. Yeah. What's, again, my curiosity is what's AsmonGold's
here we
criteria for the 15?
85%, he says, are gone.
We no longer have to worry about this. We don't have to deal with this anymore. You're just going to have the people that are in charge deal with the issues about getting rid of the bottom 2%? Absolutely, yes. And so that's it. That's what I would do. There are too many dumb people out there. And back in the day, we used to have presidents like Thomas Jefferson. And now we have presidents like George W. Nope. Not anymore.
He won't, dude. Here's one thing I'll say. because a lot of his fans are Trump guys, he won't say that it's embarrassing that we got to a point where Donald Trump had to be our president. It is embarrassing.
That's a true statement, though.
He's not the smartest guy. He's not the best guy.
But the fact that he's the best option
right.
is a bad thing.
That's a statement against us.
That's a path towards President Mountain Dew Camacho.
Yes, it is a step towards Mountain Dew Camacho, 100%. However, what are the standards going to be? I think property owning is a big one. I think you should have to own property. I also think you have to pay more in taxes than you receive in benefits in order to vote, because otherwise,
I'm fine with that. If you're on the T, you don't get. And I know people are like, Johnny, yeah, I'm actually saying with this, well, actually, I'm 50-50, but so it'd be weird either way. But yeah, I'm saying, yeah, no, I shouldn't get to vote then if I'm on all these benefits and assistance. I shouldn't be like, and this is how our money and tax dollars should be spent. Like, motherfucker, you're one of the things we spend on.
Right.
I completely believe in that.
Yeah.
How close Kamala Harris came to winning the presidency, and then tell me that democracy is a good idea. Oh, we got to do something about this quick. Things are going to get real bad.
You know what? I kind of, and I lump myself into this category too. There's a lot of arrogance about the whole not as many people should be voting thing, because we all assume that we'll be one of the 15%. We can't all be part of the 15%.
No, I'm assuming I'm one of the 85.
Because, like,
but then again, it won't bother me that much.
Federally, I could pass my test. I don't think I'd be allowed to vote in state elections. Because Tim Walz, Peggy Flanagan, I know that. I can't remember who my senator and legislator are.
I have no idea.
It's not Dan Wolgamott anymore. It's not Tama Tice anymore. I don't even know what district I live in.
But that's the thing. Like, I've gotten so black-pilled to this whole thing, too. I feel like, well, what does it matter which one we pick? It's going to go. It doesn't matter whether it's left-leaning or right-leaning. There's a destination in mind. And everyone thinks that, well, I'm pushing my side, so the arrow's over here. No, we're pushing our side, so the arrow's over here. It's like, right, but we're heading over there. So all this is a serpentine pattern to the hellscape that we're still approaching.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, they're dumbass, but disagree. I tell you that is, and the thing is that, guys, clip it. I'm ahead of the curve. I'm just ahead of the curve. This is going to be a bigger conversation every year. It's going to be a bigger conversation, a bigger issue. And so, too fucking close. Yeah, way too close. And so, just...
I don't think it's going to be a bigger issue, because I think both sides kind of rely on dumb voters.
Yeah. That's how they get their little pushes. They say slogans that help them win over the dumb voters. Kamala Harris is for they, them. Donald Trump is for you.
Yeah. Let's ban the biggest welfare recipients in the country. So let's ban the top 5% and the bottom 5% from voting, because those are your biggest welfare recipients.
So Chicago.
I mean, I was going to say Elon, but he's not an American. But like Bill Gates can't vote. He receives way too much welfare. People on food stamps and all that stuff, you can't vote. You're on the dole.
Wait up. How will people move up? Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's about making sure that the government isn't run by retards.
I mean,
he's got a point.
That would be nice. But in order to do that, you have to administer a test.
Right, but the other problem is these are the best people we can put forward. It's not like better options are out there.
In terms of candidates?
Yeah.
You'll have better candidates, because you'll have only smarter people voting. So you'll get people that don't usually make it. Like, who's to say, and I'm just going to throw out a name, who's to say back in the early 2000s, Dennis Kucinich wasn't the smartest guy running, but he only got 1% because he looked like an elf. Who's to say Ron Paul wasn't the best guy in 2012? But stupid people heard him say that we kind of brought 9/11 on ourselves. We're hating America.
Actually, you've kind of swayed me here, because I do think like that would have been.
That's what
probably a much better choice.
That's what I'm axing.
I don't think we should have been attacked by any means, but if you don't understand that we had things to do with leading up to it, like,
Oh, God, yeah. If you don't think we gave people all the motivation in the world to attack us on September 11th, now, then there's what happened on 9/11. Were we really attacked by Muslims who came from a cave and all of that? I think they had help from people who are maybe a little more closely aligned with us. And
I always
the
said
people,
that goddamn Flight Simulator was way too realistic.
And the people who knew about it didn't throw us a warning.
That's awfully nice of them. Thank God we don't call them our friends, right? We don't do that.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about them. Well, them too, but I also mean like our intelligence services.
Oh, yeah,
As
it was
well.
the same difference.
Corn Pop says, "Hey, I got blocked again on YouTube." No, you did. I didn't block you. No, I didn't block. Corn Pop, you're not blocked. You're fine. You're good. Nobody blocked you, buddy.
You're good, buddy.
Are you hiding yourself again? God damn it. He says 65% of women don't want to vote. No, the debate I was watching, they said 85 or 90% of women during the suffrage days didn't want
to vote.
The right to vote. And I'm having a hard time buying
I'm
that
having
one.
a hard time believing it's that high. I'd see more like 60 to 70 being like, well, I'd just rather let the husband handle it.
Well, now we're just pulling numbers out of our asshole.
Yeah, but it's a number I feel comfortable
Okay,
with.
you feel comfortable. It's a comfortable number to pull out of your asshole. I understand. Thank you, Mr. Beat, for gifting a membership to Butt Cheese. I love this show. 165 away from Thursday's goal. Guys, keep this fucking vibe going. This is ridiculous. Stay ahead. Stay ahead. Today's been better than I ever thought it could be. The Rumble numbers especially have been out of this world. Thank you very much. We hit 400 over on the Rumble end today. We hit over 700 total at a time for the show. So thank you guys very much. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. 165 from Thursday and 77 away from 600. The evening show people are going to be pissed if I don't put their goal money towards their goal.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. So that's AsmonGold's take on the 85% thing. I want to see this number.
I just wanted to know what he thought the qualifications would be. That because I don't disagree with his idea at all. So how do you become one of the 15? Like, all right, obviously he doesn't want dumb people voting. So is it just a straight intelligence test or?
That's
weird.
It is not possible to state what percentage of women were for voting during the suffrage movement, as reliable historical data on public opinion not available. The public record does show, however, that women were active on both sides of the issue. A significant number of women actively organized and campaigned against suffrage. We call those the good guys. Widespread opposition, anti-suffrage views were common among both men and women during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. More American women joined anti-suffrage groups than suffrage groups prior to 1916.
You know what it was? It was the politicians who wanted the suffrage thing because they wanted the votes.
Actually, there's a theory that the politicians wanted women to vote so they could, because they thought they would vote the way their husbands told them, and they wanted to offset the black vote. Democrats wanted women's suffrage because they didn't want black people.
If that's true, then the funniest part about the political party has always been, we fight against racism. And they're like, right, but you guys are the ones that have done the most underhanded racist shit of all time. It's really weird that you point, those guys are horrible white supremacists. I don't know. Have you seen the way you behave?
Well, they also, there's tax arguments. There's all kinds of arguments as to why. It's never like anytime the government does something, they go, we just want to give people rights. That's how you know it reeks of bullshit. Because
look at these golden handcuffs. Aren't they nice?
Yeah.
Put them on.
Tridio with $5 says putting women in the Voting Rights Act was actually meant to be the poison pill to keep Congress from passing it, but it blew up in the Democrats' faces. Veldrain with $1 says the reason women didn't want the right to vote was due to involuntarily being signed up for military conscription. Yes, they would have had to sign up for the draft and serve as social services and all of that. So there's There's a lot of stuff. Rational Redhead says, no, it is true. Most women didn't want to vote. Most of the anti-suffrage people were women. I need to know how Carrie Nations felt about the whole thing. More American women joined anti-suffrage groups than suffrage associations prior to 1916. Organizations such as the National Association Opposed to Women's Suffrage, led by Josephine Dodge, distributed publications and organized events. The NAOWS claimed as many as 350,000 members by 1919, which I also have to say was a great year for root beer.
I do like 1919 root beer. It's pretty good.
Who doesn't? I do try to make some controversial statements on this program.
Once in a while.
Anti-suffragists, who were often conservative, middle class, and Protestant, believed women's place was in the home. Well, those Protestants can do a couple things, right? They argued that most women did not want the vote and that political responsibilities would be a burden that interfered with their domestic duties.
Those were the days.
But I'm the bad guy. Turnout after 1920. After the 19th Amendment was ratified in 1920, female voter turnout was initially low, with women voting at a rate of 35 to 45% in the 1920 presidential election, compared with 68% of men. This low turnout may have been partially due to inexperience with voting. Because the gals couldn't figure out how to make the mark next to their candidate. It was too complicated. As well as the persistent belief it was inappropriate for women to vote. Voter turnout among newly enfranchised women varied by state, with some states seeing very low numbers and others seeing much higher participation. I just want to Google one thing off screen. I just want to see something. Played a significant and multiple women played a significant and multifaceted role in the women's suffrage movement, providing leadership, activism, and crucial support, particularly in urban centers like New York. Key figures such as were instrumental in organizing and advocating for women's right to vote.
Interesting.
You don't know what I searched.
Yeah, I do.
So they were active in that one too.
What a coincidence. You doing all right there, buddy?
I just Google. I just don't like it when I Google things. That's all. I just don't like Googling.
Women's suffrage, early life history. God damn it.
That's not, well, it's not totally what I did. It's not 100% what I tried to do. Hey, I tell you what, I'm going to pee real quick. Thank you, Silverwolf, for $2. Maybe, you know what, we might go into this because we're done with the women's suffrage thing unless this is a clip on women's suffrage. It's a good time for me to empty the bladder. We got about an hour left in today's show. Numbers have been good, but MN Gal did write, you need a goal to keep you motivated.
Uh-oh.
I have not thought poorly of today's show at all.
I thought it was going pretty well, actually, yeah.
The only dicey part we had is you really didn't want to fucking talk about
I don't like people wanting to push me into sexual situations, even as just scenarios.
It's
that I
homophobic.
Like, okay.
Like, you came off as kind of a homophobe.
Dude, like, what if I suddenly change the people in the situation to something you view as morally objectionable?
Go ahead.
So
Barry Weiss or who?
Again, it could this and or thing, like saying that you're not allowed to say no. I don't like that as a slope.
You don't have to really fuck them.
No, it's not about having to really do it. It's about literally being like, I'm not okay with that as a person, me doing that. I'm not okay with it. So the answer is no.
I'm not okay with doing it either, but the person said one or the other.
Yeah, that means nothing.
Oh. Papa Shop says anybody who would willingly have sex with Bailey J should be stripped of their voting rights.
Now they're just going to hang you out to dry because you answered and I didn't.